Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're ripping early 90s Fleer. Let's get into it. Alright y'all, so it's early 1990s Fleer baseball, and today we've got 3 packs to rip into. We've got a 1990 rack pack, a 92 rack pack, and then one jumbo pack, 1991 Fleer. So should be a lot of fun. I think we're going to just go in chronological order, ripping into these packs. And so let's start with 1990 Fleer rack pack. And in here we get 45 cards, and of course they had to include the 3 logo stickers. But already we can see we're going to get one of my favorite players from back in those days, Jose Canseco, so that's kind of cool. Alright, so let's rip into this. You know, 1990 Fleer is definitely not one of the best looking sets from the 1990s, but what I like about the rack packs is you get one special insert card. It is the League Standouts insert card. I think it's going to be in that last pack, so it'll be cool to see who we can get on that. But we're going to start out with Kevin Gross. We got Jim Eisenreich, Mark Davis, Jesse Barfield, Alex Trevino, Johnny Ray, Ernie Witt, Todd Burns, Dennis Cook, Frank Wills, Bob Walk, Ken Herbeck. There is a Major League Prospects, Mike Rosler and Derek May, Tim Cruz, and hey, there's a Juan Gonzalez rookie card, one of the notable rookies in the set. Juan Gonzalez, that's a nice one to get. And then we'll end it with our first sticker, the Baltimore Orioles. So that pack first section was pretty cold other than the Juan Gonzalez rookie card. So here we go with the second section of the rack pack, and there's our Jose Canseco on one of the subsets, Players of the Decade, 10th anniversary. Nice card. He was one of my favorite guys to collect as a kid. Just have a massive childhood collection of Jose Canseco cards, so I'll take that. We got Kurt Manwaring, Eric Hetzel, Jerome Walton, BJ Surhoff, Mike Fetters, Doug Baker, Mitch Webster, Gary Ward, Jack Clark, and Major League Prospects, Rich Monteleone and Dana Williams, Ray Searage, Harold Baines, there's a Hall of Famer, and Tim Wallach, Kurt Stillwell, and there's our sticker, the Reds. Alright, so this pack has been pretty cold on Hall of Famers so far. Let's check out the last section here. There's other notable rookies that we could pull. Sammy Sosa, Larry Walker, David Justice are some of the other ones. And we got John Morris. Hey, there's another rookie card, Albert Bell, known as Joey back in those days. It's one of his rookie cards. Not bad. And Kevin McReynolds. Hey, there's the Hall of Famer, the Iron Man, Cal Ripken Jr. That's cool. Daryl Hamilton, Pat Tabler, Frank Viola, Doug Jones, John Franco. There's another Hall of Famer, George Brett on the Players of the Decade. Subset card. It's a nice one. And Ken Oberkfell, Rich Gedman, Mitch Williams, Dan Plesac. Here's our League Standouts card, Mark Grace. So there we go. That is the only insert that you can pull from 1990 Fleer, only in the rack packs. But that's a really pretty cool looking card. Mark Grace. And I'll take that. And we'll end it with our sticker, the Astros. All right, so that was not too bad of a rack pack. We did get a couple of the big rookies, Juan Gonzalez and Albert Bell, a few Hall of Famers, and a nice Mark Grace League Standouts insert card exclusive to the rack pack. So pretty cool there. All right, so let's move on to the 1991 Fleer Jumbo Pack. So 1991 Fleer, the best thing about it, of course, is the Provisions, but unfortunately, I don't think you can get the Provisions in the Jumbo Packs. I think the only inserts that they had in the Jumbos were the Fleer All-Star insert cards, also a black border card, so we'll see if we can pull one of those out of here. All right, we got a sticker, the Royals, 3 stickers actually, Royals, Braves, and then mini stickers, Indians, Tigers, Royals, and Brewers. All right, then we got Lance Parrish, Brett Butler, Chili Davis, Michael Lavalier, Steve Buechele, Leo Gomez, Carlos Garcia, nice Will Clark. That's what the backs look like. Definitely an improvement over the 1990 set. The backs actually have another photo of the players, so that's kind of cool, but the bright yellow design, often maligned set because of that bright yellow coloring they had on these cars. Will Clark, it's a nice one. And it looks like we did get an insert card. I see a black border card coming up, so we'll see who that is. Got Mike Jackson, Ray Langford, Chris James, Phil Plantier. I think that was a big rookies back then to pull. Trevor Wilson, Jose De Leon, Brian Harvey, Kirk McCaskill, Dave Burba, Andahar Cedeno, Chris Nabolts, it's a Hall of Famer, Barry Larkin, nice. And Sid Bream, and let's pull from the back, save that insert for last. Bob Malacky, Glenn Wilson, Barry Jones, Kevin Elster, George Canal, Todd Worrell, Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley, Tony Castillo, and after Sid Bream, our insert card, the Rocket, Roger Clemens on the 1991 Fleer All-Star team. That's a pretty cool insert. So happy to pull that. You're not really guaranteed one per jumbo pack, so glad that we got that one. All right, so let's now move on to the 1992 Fleer rack pack. And again, in 1992, you do get a special insert card that you can only get in the rack packs. The team leaders, which is like a green border card with gold foil, and then, or I guess actually you could get a Roger Clemens career highlights as well. So one of those two inserts, we should get at least one of those in here. And then of course, we do have the Provisions, which were a subset card in 1992. So it'd be awesome if we could pull one of those, even though they're a subset and not an insert card. I still really like the Provisions in the 1992 set. So let's see who we can find. All right, so here we go. We got started out with Bo Jackson. That's nice. Very cool. We got Oral Hershiser, Superstar Specials, Barry Larkin, and Kirby Puckett, 2 Hall of Famers. That's a nice card right there. We got a Prospects, Pat Rice, Gene Larkin, Todd Stottlemyre, Jim Abbott, Xavier Hernandez, Tommy Green, Joe Redfield. We got Scott Kamenecki, Benito Santiago, Ellis Burks, and Bill Doran. All right, moving on to the next section. I actually really like the design of the 92 Fleer. I think it was definitely an upgrade from the 1991 set and the 90 set. I like that kind of aqua green color scheme on these. We got Brady Anderson, Robbie Alamar's a Hall of Famer, Mike Felder, Jeff Montgomery, Von Hayes. There's a league leaders, Brian Harvey, one of the subsets. Bob Hamlin, prospects. We got Jeff Treadway, Greg Briley, Mike Henneman, David Cohn, Dan Gackler, Donnie Hill, and Storm Davis. Pretty cold section there. So hopefully the next one would be better than that, and find out our insert card. Okay, I think I see a green border in there. So yeah, so we got one of the green border team leaders cards in here, so that should be cool. All right, we got Sid Fernandez, checklist, Kurt Stillwell, Hall of Famer Larry Walker, Jose Guzman, Carlos Baerga, Brett Barbary, Juan Berenger. We got a checklist, another checklist. Pete O'Brien, Kent Merker, pitched a no-hitter for the Braves back in the 90s. Charlie Huff, and there's our insert, Jose Canseco, nice. On the team leaders, gold foil insert card. That's a cool one to get. Take that. And then we'll end it with David Cohn. So there we go. Unfortunately, no provisions in that rack pack, but we did get a really cool Jose Canseco team leaders card, but otherwise not the best rack pack. So we'll clear it off. We'll do a quick recap. All right, guys, as a recap here from the 1990 Fleer rack pack, we pulled a Juan Gonzalez rookie card, Albert Bell rookie card, Hall of Famer Cal Ripken, Hall of Famer Harold Baines. We pulled George Brett on the Players of the Decade subset, and a Jose Canseco on the Players of the Decade. And finally, our special insert card from the 1990 Fleer rack pack was a Mark Grace League Standouts insert. So that is pretty cool. And then from the 1991 Fleer Jumbo pack, we pulled Dennis Eckersley, Hall of Famer, Will Clark, and Hall of Famer Barry Larkin. Our special insert from that pack was a 1991 Fleer All-Stars insert of Roger Clemens. Very cool. And then from the 1992 Fleer rack pack, we pulled Bo Jackson, Hall of Famer Robbie Alomar, Hall of Famer Larry Walker, and a Superstar Specials subset card with Barry Larkin and Kirby Puckett. Our special insert, Jose Canseco, team leaders from the 1992 Fleer rack pack. So there we go, guys. That was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. And that's going to wrap things up for this video, but thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it, guys, and I'll see you guys again soon on the next one. Until then, y'all take care and have a great day. See you later.